Let's create some time with this silent experiment. To be in the observer state only, invisible observer, naturally without bondages, just observing the scenes at the present time as well. Somebody is speaking, that is also in the script. What is said is also in the drama. And somebody is listening. It is all happening in the drama, but observer is conscious, watching the whole drama without any projections, without any I and mine, zero bondage. As an observer, walking, talking, sitting, all of these actions appear to be stunts. The observer is not the performer of these stunts. He is the one observing. The one who is not deceived by the performance is the one who is conscious. As soon as the observer thinks of himself as the performer, then also he is deceived and he is not conscious anymore. Baba is very clear in this observer state. He repeatedly shares that even what Baba is speaking, that is also in the drama. That is also in the script of Baba. But the soul is actual, soul is observer. He says even what is going to be said by Baba, the Lord, even that the soul doesn't know what he will speak, even after a few minutes. He says that is also in the drama. He doesn't know. That's why God is conscious, always conscious, the one who is remains awake all the time. That is why he becomes the liberator, who will liberate all the observers from the illusion that they are performers or they are in the performance. He is the one who is the guide and the liberator. Even as the drama continues every second, in the next few minutes also, the silent experiment is to keep the observer state alive and clean and clear. Observers are watching the performance. Even when the role is speaking, observer is watching. Role is speaking, writing. Observer is watching. Is watching the performance. Okay. So, it is a bit different today, but we will carry on and hope it improves. But anyone wants to share what has been the recent practice and recent reflections? Maybe start with Angela.
Om Shanti, sister.
Um,
Practice is the same, even though it lasts for just for few seconds, but it's still, I'm continuing it. And the detachment is what you said just now, from me and mine. Whole day, the attention is on that. But still, I would say it's difficult sometimes when we are talking or doing something, it's difficult to detach from that. That has been the observation.
Thank you. Ajay bhai, share.
Yeah. Sister, one question is there. Yeah. So, is that be okay to spend some time in solitude, something like journaling? Will that help or will that help the ego?
Anything can help the soul or the ego. Anything and everything. It is just soul has to use the opportunity, everything in the drama to for the state, for the final state. And yes, very, very good idea to be journaling. Personally, it does help me. And maybe Manisha then, or Alka then. Gayatri Ben is also here. If Gayatri Ben is free to share, you can also share. Yeah, Anita.
जी दीदी ओम शांति Yeah, there was this blessing on 10th of December, no? That you feel, I didn't read in English, but like it was must be trouble. You feel entertainment when even when the troubles are there. So this blessing, being soul conscious, and I took upon it that I will check that what my stage is. So suppose, it went like this. Suppose father is sick. Okay, so Manoranjan in Hindi, so it appeared that when somebody is sick, how can I feel happy? But then, as I've heard in your classes, I tried to look for the definition of entertainment. So when we watch a movie, it is not that we are always smiling or laughing. Entertainment is being amused by the movie, or be curious about the next scene rather than worrying about the next scene. So, yeah, first when this definition I got it clear, then this blessing was more clear to me. Then, then I was checking that suppose my father is sick, what is my reaction? So the thing is that ki obviously the first thought is a negative emotion. So then the checking was, because since till Anita, I'm thinking the soul, if I see both of them as soul in the in home, then it is fine. But still, since I am attached thinking that I am Anita, so that's why the soul which is playing the part of the father, I'm thinking he's my father. So yeah, this checking of was going for 2 days actually. That when there is a situation, so am I just curious or amazed, or am I getting into some negative emotion? Though there is a overall um, curiosity is more, the sulking, the envy, the greed, the anger is less, but it is there when it is directly attached to the character Anita. So this was the observation, Didi. Om Shanti.
Yes,
May I?
it's nice to get clear on the entertainment experience. That entertainment experience, as you said, it's not about the outer, laughing or the being happy, but entertainment, it's like inside are very clear. It's sort of it really has no value. It's like time pass, that sort of attitude you have. So you're not really, nothing's at stake. You're not really losing anything. Entertainment is when I'm not really losing anything. I'm not really gaining anything. That sort of um, attitude. So, you know,
Yeah.
in essence, we are free. Internally, we are free.
Free.
Whenever there is an entertainment, sometimes, we may some people like to watch sports in person, go to the ground or whatever, and some people may not, are not necessarily keen. But if they get an invitation, they're like, yeah, okay, that attitude that, okay, it's just time passing. I am here or there, it doesn't really matter. So that attitude of being free.
Right. Yes,
Uh,
Didi. Thank you.
nice, nice to, highlight, get this sharing from Anita. Very nice. Thank you.
Thank you, Didi. Om Shanti.
Bringing it in. Yeah, someone was speaking.
May I, sister?
Yes, sure, sure.
I would like to mention that I always feel that there is a slide there. I keep myself there in front of me like a slide under the microscope, and I observe myself keenly that what properties I am displaying at this moment, or what sort of things are happening around me, how much light I must put there in order to see the slide beautifully. So in this way, I get more and more enlightened. This practice.
Nice, nice, nice. So where is Brother Chitta joining us from? So you're on mute, I think. Have to unmute.
In Barampur.
So, sorry.
I am from Barampur, Odisha.
Odisha.
Odisha. India, Odisha.
Yes, it's very nice.
Thank you.
We have mm, nice to meet you. And some comments that have come up. One of the comment is if there is a problem in the drama, there is also a solution in the drama. This attitude will help. Yeah, drama is a completely separate thing, and even if the solution is not there, immediately, or it has its drama. Things in the drama, they have their own time, they have their own pace, they have their own design. So we have we can never give ourselves hope, on the basis of drama. In fact, hope is never from the drama, because drama is going by its own design. And sometimes, we like to say that at the end, this, ultimately, this will happen, that will happen. But drama is completely, at working at its own design and speed, pace. So there are problems, there are solutions. In essence, it's like a playground. It's like a game. One minute the ball is this side, and the next minute it changes. So scenes are always changing. Every second things are changing. So that is a nice attitude to have. Sometimes there is problem, sometimes solution. All of that in the drama goes on. And so there's a question on Paramdham. So Paramdham is in Paramdham. The supreme region is in the supreme region. That is one answer. And there is another question on the Loveleen state, where the soul is merged. The Loveleen state. So Loveleen state is when there is no, for whatever, during that experience, if there are no identities, no attachments to the drama, then it is a Loveleen state. Yeah. The soul will become conscious, and every time soul is conscious and soul is the experiencing the supreme region with and the qualities of the supreme region, immortality, eternity, all of that, then it will, from the very first second, the experience is a lovely experience. It's an experience of love and being merged in in those feelings. So that is always from the very first second. As soon as the angel becomes conscious, it is a lovely state, and it nothing to hype up that experience, or to have images about how that experience is or will be. But the focus is on making the angel conscious. Every time the angel is conscious, from the first second experiences, awakening is lovely. Mhm. Awakening and also deep realization of being with Baba, then that is not like lovely. So Anjali, mhm.
Ji sister, just want to share one more thing that today at Amrit Vela, I was able to observe whenever I started doing practice, some other pole was there, that Maya, but I was able to catch it and then again start it.
Yes.
Thank you.
It is a moment of congratulations every time there is checking and changing. That is a wonderful use the whiteboard and the so sometimes what helps is sometimes if we know the right method, it helps in knowing what the wrong method is. Yeah? And if we know the wrong method, what is wrong, then that also helps to know what is right. Yeah? That sort of it goes around like that, vice versa. And so here we want to know both. We want to know what is the right method, and we also know what all is wrong. What is the wrong approach? That is also important. We have many different perspectives from Baba on the right approach, and one is being an avatar, being an observer, and witness. It is more or less the same, but element that is common in all these states that Baba talks about is detachment, and detachment from the from using I and mine, for anything that is happening in the movie. Yeah, being internally very safe from this, internally free, very, very free from this. Externally, we do have to, there is, we use we use this language, I, mine, me, but the game is internal. All the karma is internal. So here in the drama, every action of everybody is already there. It is already in the script. So everything that is happening in the drama is all already fixed. Yeah. So this aspect of karma, how is karma created? So every time there is this use of any claiming, any uh, claiming anything that is happening in the movie, that creates karma. Using I or mine for the movie, then it creates karma. And the theme for this month is karmatit, become free from all the karma. So we have to understand how is karma created. So the more there is a role here named Nancy, just like watching Cinderella, watching Harry Potter. There is Cinderella and Cinderella play, and in the Cinderella play, from the first second to the last second, last second, it is Cinderella's every action, storyline, timeline is fixed. That is how the drama is. That is how Cinderella's role is fully fixed. But if the actor, the one who is the observer of Cinderella, example, her name is Nancy, and Nancy, for any second, minute, considers herself to be Cinderella, then that is karma created. And every karma that is created has to be then nullified. If Nancy thinks, Cinderella's sisters are troubling her, troubling Cinderella, and Nancy thinks that I have such a bad life, I have such a troubled life, then this is a karma that she has created. And there has to be some way to nullify the karma. So nullifying happens through gyan, through knowledge. Through knowledge means coming into these states. The more one spends time in these states, then karma is dissolved. But if there is no time spent in these states, then karma will be resolved through pain, through more pain. So Cinderella gets more trouble. Nancy feels her life is more troubled, and this goes on, you know, to a point where she starts to become free, not through knowledge, but because there is so much pain that she finally has to let go of Cinderella. So through pain or through practice, the experiences, the karma is settled. And that is why last few days, Tuesday specifically, the last Tuesday, this Tuesday, the emphasis, Baba was talking about the actions shouldn't even touch you. Actions shouldn't even touch the soul. So actions, that means anything from Cinderella shouldn't even touch Nancy. How to make that happen? Everything that happens at the level of Cinderella, making it small, making it very small. That is why even today the emphasis is make big things small. Cinderella life will keep happening. That story will keep playing. It will continue. Things will keep happening there. But Nancy has to use an approach where she makes everything big small. That is how actions will not touch her. And she remains in the karmatit stage. Because that is the original state of all the souls. Maya proof, waterproof, that sort of example was used today. That Maya proof. Maya proof is the state of every soul. They are not deceived by Maya, but only if the soul is using the soul's perspective. If soul is not using the soul's perspective, then it is in the influence of Maya. But soul using the soul perspective, very clear that Cinderella is not me, then it is Maya proof. And every Maya proof minute as a reward. Reward is more experiences here. Getting easier to jump here, to stay here, easier. It's becoming easier. Yeah, that is the reward. When Baba says Siddhi, Vidhi se Siddhi. So Siddhi is also can be seen, glimpses can be seen in the drama, but that is in the script. But Siddhi is that it is easier for the soul to stay soul, to stay in soul consciousness. That is the highest Siddhi. That is experience of the soul, being a soul, which is perfect. Soul is perfect. Everything of the soul is perfect. So experiencing perfection, that is a siddhi. That is a big lottery. Royalty. Who is royal? How is royalty? How is royalty understood? What is royalty? Be royal. Yeah? That is Baba's language.
Who's in truth, who understands.
Mm. Yeah. Nice. That is nice. What else? How do you become royal? How do you stay royal?
To stay in a higher level of thinking,
Yeah.
Feeling of richness on the basis of truth.
Yeah. Feeling rich. Yeah. Richness. Who can be rich? Who is full and rich? The one who is full, yeah, rich.
Who really feels what is his real wealth, his home, his khazane, everything in experience.
So the one who is not begging is full. If a nation is full, then they are donors. They donate to other countries as well. If they say, we are so royal, we are so full, we are number one, but their economy is falling down, is going low every day. They have to, transport lots of things from outside. They have to beg, they have to beg United Nations, help us, give us some donation. Then they are not royal. Yeah. If there is fullness, if there is royalty, there is no begging. There is donation. It's fullness. Yeah. Richness.
Yes, like they need nothing, they want nothing, they miss nothing, like this.
Yeah. No, there is no begging. No, there is no begging. Yeah. Our situation is no different than Nancy Cinderella. That is the same situation we are in, and same thing is happening here. But this drama is longer. This drama is has many more roles, not just few roles, but many roles. But it's the same approach. Nancy doesn't define herself by Cinderella. Nancy has her own life, her own family. She is not worried about Cinderella's problems. Cinderella's something good happens. Cinderella becomes a princess. There is no difference in Nancy's life. Yeah, there's no difference. Cinderella becomes a queen. Nancy is. She still goes to her own family. Nothing. There is no difference. Cinderella becomes poor, she becomes extremely poor, she comes on the streets. That is also not Nancy's problem. Yes, nothing of Cinderella is her problem. She remains free, she is very light about everything that is in the script of Cinderella. She knows from the first second that Cinderella is part of the story. It is a script. So, it's Rashmi then.
Om Shanti, sister.
Mhm.
In one of your classes of Avyak Murli, you mentioned about a bird. Even a bird, if it in a cage, sitting in a balcony, if the bird mistakes that the balcony is its own place, then it is creating karma, bondage, and will be punished for it. So we are talking about the same thing, right? Hagi here.
Yeah, yeah. That is how think the example was that nature is always working to bring souls, all the souls, even animals, to on the right state. If even an animal, if a bird is sitting on a tree and she thinks this is my tree, then next day the tree is chopped off. There is no home. So if the attitude of the bird is wherever I get the chance to make a nest, it is good. This is the place I will stay for some days. But if this, something wrong happens, then I am free to fly. I can go to another place. That's the attitude. Then it is nature doesn't need to punish. But if the attitude, even for animals, if it becomes this is my locality, this is it is working for human, it is working for animals. Anyone thinks this is my place, area, whatever, there are consequences,
So,
guaranteed consequences.
so we can summarize and say that anything in this box, if I think me and mine, I'm creating a bondage, and that is going to cause a consequence.
Yeah, yes.
The only way to become karma thief is to not consider detach from everything what is in this box. That is a summary.
Mhm. Yes, yes. And every bondage, comes with first the inner fullness is gone, for one time I was in an interaction with somebody who is like a millionaire, very, very, very rich. They are millionaires, and they have everything possible here in Australia. And I was, somebody shared with them that when they were coming on the flight, they got this, from at the airport. They got some sort of gift, and this person who is a millionaire, he has everything. He started, getting very, very upset that he was at the same time at the airport and he didn't get a gift. So he was like, what was the gift? What is a gift? What did you get and why? And I was also there at the same time. And the gift was like, it was nothing, it was like a small, some token, very, very small, and like a mug or something. But this millionaire, the other person sharing, he was not a millionaire. And this one, he was like, oh, why didn't I get it? That sort of thing. And it is very, nice to understand that and observe and check within our own selves. The more we have outside, the approach is, inherently the approach is corrupted. You know? Approach is always ego based and Ravan based. So there can be a lot outside, but even with that a lot, there is never contentment. Hmm? Maybe in words, maybe, but there is always the wish to more. No, I may say that I'm very content now. I don't want anything. But it is more to observe when situations come, when opportunities come. Am I jumping to get a new, something more? Am I jumping to get more immediately? Even if something is for free, even if something is for, even if it doesn't cost anything, not just this is not a physical checking, but internally you have to see how is the attitude, how is the approach towards others, towards. So there can be a lot of lacking. If there is ego, there is lacking. If there is ego, there is desire for more. So, Ravina?
Good afternoon. The question is, if we see the identities in front of us, then what would be the next step to remove that identities?
And creating experience of the soul's perspective, which is without any identities. Soul-based awareness.
During the drama and during the practice.
Yeah. During the practice and also while the drama goes on, remaining free from this I and mine.
Right. Thank you.
Rashmi, any final thoughts?
Uh, Sorry, sister, I have one more question to ask. In one of your classes, when you came to India, you spoke about karma teeth state. I happened to listen to that class where you said that should not be any expectation of experience. Just we have to be detached and we experience what we have to experience automatically. How is that?
Yeah. What is the question?
Your class was based on a karma teeth state, experiencing this karma teeth state, and finally you ended the class by saying that there is actually not to go into the karma teeth state, trying to experience some kind of some feeling like a feeling of love or whatever needs to be experienced will be experienced in that state of detachment, and that cannot be explained.
So what's the question?
Today's Soman was I am the child of the ocean of love, and I will experience that love from the ocean of love. But as per your class, you have explained that there is no we should not be going with that expectation of experiencing love. We just have to be in that detached state, and and what we experience, we have to take it. So
Yeah.
how is that?
Yes. So any expectation is ego based, and any expectation, whether it is for Brahmin life, whether it is for service, whether it is for experience, any expectation means that the soul is sleeping, and Ravan is awake. And Ravan can never experience anything. Ravan can only expect. Ravan can only create expectations. It cannot experience. So if there, for experience, all expectations need to merge, and expectations, removing all expectations is what is detachment. And detached state, other word for detachment is love. So the one who is detached will experience love. It doesn't mean they are loving. If Nancy is detached from Cinderella, Nancy remains in a loving state. She experiences herself to be very lucky. She experiences herself to be, valuable, worthy, all that. And this is all, like a loving. She remains in an internal environment of love, mm, because she's detached. The minute she thinks that she's Cinderella, then the next minute she is under threat. She is thinking, what will happen next? What will go wrong now? Or she's thinking, oh, I wish this can happen in my life, that can. So there is no, because of detachment, no detachment, there is only fear, fear and worries. If there is worry, if there is fear, if there is complaint, if there are questions, then this is all Ravan. Ravan is alive.
Thank you, sister. I got it.
Davina, share.
In Tuesday's class, Prashant sir was the Prayogshala. He said that all these which you are talking about, questions, complaints, so just click in the mind that he said about cravings also. So our mind goes in that direction where I can see where we can see that our identity is there. The craving point of view is it's about food also, it's about getting many things also. So it's craving is also not about food, it's a lot of things we can crave. Is it isn't I'm
Yeah.
like
Even people, even some certain people and situation, and yeah, that is all cravings. That is right. Very nice. So any we will finish now, but anyone wants to say anything?
uh, can I
Yes.
ask something?
Mhm.
Would you please like suggest any practice during the meal time?
Yeah, meal time. It is nice. The um, the experiment during meal time can be what was Baba's experiment, Brahma Baba's, and he would always see that his the hands are not his hands. It is not that it is my hand. It is so he is not using this language. So Nancy is sitting inside, and the role is of Cinderella, but Nancy is not saying this is my hands because that is Cinderella's. It is not mine. So what he used to do, Baba would say, would feel, would experience that these hands are of God. If God is sitting in a body, then these are his hands. And so soul is sitting, and as an observer, watching that God is feeding this mouth. So hands of God, uh, experimenting that these are not my hands, these are hands of God. If God is sitting in a human being, these are his hands, and he is feeding this body. He is feeding this costume, and the soul is observing or watching this whole scene. So that is one practice during meals.
Thank you. Thank you.
Is it clear? Is it clear?
Yes, clear. Thank you.
Kavita?
Yeah, Om Shanti Devi. So, like I was trying like yesterday and day before yesterday, like Baba was saying, be soul conscious and see everyone as soul conscious. So, as just Ravina Ben asked regarding meal time. So, from yesterday, the practice was like normally Baba says in Sakar Murlis, like for stomach you need only two rotis, not more than that. So, because every time, like when we are in that consciousness that I'm Kavita and Kavita likes this and this is very tasty. So that is all like Baba says, no, Maya is eating your food. So it was like that to bring that change, that shift. Um, the invisible observer, as you said just now, the Baba is feeding the body. So Baba and the invisible observer both are feeding the body. And during Baba Milan time, Baba takes a very small bit of it. So try taking small bit and Baba and the invisible observer both are feeding the body. And it was like in two rotis only the stomach was full. Then I understood, and that's why maybe Baba says two rotis are enough, but it is really a good practice. And even the digestion was very good actually. Before I have observed taking four rotis, and it's like your stomach, you hurry burrily you're eating it, and whole day like the energy is going there only to digest the food. So tried this from yesterday, and it's really a very good experience. And one more thing was there were few roles whose images were just coming in a, like, on the screen every time. So, like Prashant Bhai says, see everyone as Lilliput, but that was not happening that time. So, tried to erase their faces and see that point of light, like what we have in that painting tool, right? The eraser uh, tool with which we erase everything. And so just try to erase the face and seeing that point of light. And there were no thoughts or anything about that particular character or the role or the image. And that really helped. So I think there are many more things we can explore maybe, but this was like working. So I felt like sharing. Thank you so much.
And Manju, you want to add?
Didi, recently you said about a practice of checking of usage of I and mine in inner chatter. Could you please elaborate a bit on it? How to check the usage of I and mine in inner chatter? What practice to follow regarding this? Thank you.
Inside the inner chatter, we don't use, I and mine or me, my, for anything, definitely not for the role, not for Cinderella, but also not even for the soul. So I, me, mine are not even the words to be used if for inside. Because even for the soul, if we use, I or my or mine, then hardly even for a second there is soul awareness. Actually, it is the role is emerged, because the I, me, mine is so strong based on the role. So in inner chatter, there is no use of these words. Instead, using the word soul, different words for soul. There are so many words: observer, avatar, witness, angel, divine. There's so many, hundreds, thousands of words for soul. So we use those words instead of I. Is that clear?
Right, thank you.
Yes. Yes, Ravina.
Yesterday you
Didi,
used,
okay.
sorry,
Yeah,
please continue.
you can continue after that. I'll ask.
Just as one reflection, yesterday you in the meditation you said na, that word soul is very common for the mind now, and the ego is using that word. So the kabr, you said that the role is a kabr and it is a kabristan. So that word is not digesting to the ego. Even the soul is practiced for 2-3 times for the same practice for 1 or 2 minutes, so that ego is not digesting that this role is a kabr. So we can see that how the ego is not going to die in any moment.
Olga?
Didi, actually, my question was like, as you said, we shouldn't use I and my, and now we keep more attention not to use those. But sometimes when you come across some seva in the Brahmin family and everything, they you have done something and they expect to tell you something at that time it becomes question mark, like how we should respond. So what can we use there? Like among Sanjeevani team only, suppose we are interacting or we are something we are involved in, and they will tell you thank you. In Murli also Baba said, children don't have to thank me. But anyway, it comes in the script of the children that we say thank you to Baba, even though Baba doesn't expect. So practically, when we are aware of the knowledge so clear that we are only invisible observers, we are not the dolls. But on the stage now, what we have to say, like what is the correct way of responding, or how we should deal with it?
Responding to what?
Suppose there was some seva, and the other person is also very much aware, and both of you are interacting. Now, how should we say it? Because we know very clearly you are an observer, I'm an observer. So, like on based on the stage level, we have to say anything, or we have to just keep quiet.
If they say thank you or something like that.
Yeah. If they say thank you, then we know it is all scripted drama and Baba. We are aware of it. So we can just say thanks to Baba, thanks to scripted drama. Or again, like what exactly?
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whether someone, understands this or not understand, that is not how we tailor our responses. Whether someone is from Sanjeevani team, they know everything or they don't know everything. But our reaction, responses based on what my awareness is, what the practice, what is relevant for this state. So our response is not based on whether someone is a BK or not BK or Sanjeevani or not Sanjeevani. It is, and we don't even, in words, we are not making anything clear. Someone says thank you, then I say thank you. It is in the drama. This is your script. No need. More of how we. These are very small things. Some people can say a lot of things, but dolls are all dolls. There are no Sanjeevani dolls or BK dolls. Dolls are all the dolls. And response to dolls for anything is that they are dolls. And response is not based on doll. Sometimes it is uh, necessary to say a few things. That is fine. Necessary if they are maybe the logic. That is when it becomes necessary. Because if logic someone if we just use common sense, I think that is the best way to put it. If someone says, in the logic, someone asks, "What is your name?" I will not say, I don't have a name. This is my body. I just say, this is my name. So it's more of common sense, but keeping the awareness stable. Mm. Main
Yeah,
is the
thank
awareness. So Rashmi,
Sister, whatever we experience in the detached state is what is called as love.
yeah,
So,
yeah,
if I have to show self-love, that is only possible if I detach myself from my old samskar and accept myself as it is. That is called self-love.
yeah.
And the way to
Self, the love from self. So self has to detach from Rashmi.
and the way to show love to the other person is to not relate to that person through using their samskar and consider them as a soul. That is how I can show love to others
Yeah,
in a detached state. So I
absolutely.
can
Yeah,
also fight with somebody without having hatred in my heart. If not fight, sorry, not that in that sense. Like I can correct somebody or like a teacher. So get angry with my students without and still be overflowing with love if I am detached
yeah,
for my students.
yeah. We have to check ourselves. role goes on, but love for the soul is when we are, not confusing the role and the soul. And Baba says, for us, we are not. There is no need to get angry. There is no need to, hate someone or all of that. We don't do that. So it's not that role can do something and then I say that I'm in love. That is also not the way. But love for the souls is to, see how lucky they are, and how they are all equal. They are from the family of God. It is love. Final thoughts from Anjali?
Nothing much, but just wanted to add what Kavita Ben was asking. I can share it from my own experience that I was also facing the same issue internally, not externally. But as you said earlier, that internal work is necessary. I was also having the same things that somebody was saying at the center, that you make very good toli or something like that. I was uh, internally working that it's not me. They're not saying it to me. So it helped me.
Yeah,
Yes,
and
Mamta.
sister, in the I think 1 or 2 days back, in the deep meditation session in the morning, when you said just you have to see the red light through the dot. So that was really amazing, and it really gave a different dimension to the experience that I was earlier having in Paramdham. So although it required a little more concentration, but through the dot and seeing everything was really amazing. So I would like to really thank you for that. And another thing, this since we have gone through this course of Sanjeevani, and we have known that the whole thing down is concrete, like concrete jungle or slides and all. So it really fascinated me since beginning when I came to know about this. But seeing it as a concrete jungle from up there, uh, is it's when I stay up in the Paramdham or red light, it is sometimes it becomes more to see down the concrete jungle rather than seeing the things, like experiencing the things up. So it becomes more like seeing the whole thing as a black box down rather than experiencing more in the red light. So how can we shift it?
Shift just through that, keeping the aim. Shift is through keeping the aim and little by little spending more time, keeping keeping this aim that for the next 1 minute just in the home. No need to see the drama. No, there is no desire even to see the drama. So just that simple aim will bring more. And it is nice to observe that this is happening.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. So we will end now, and we will take other questions next time. So thank you, and we will meet very soon. Till then, next 3 days, let's till Sunday. Sunday we will meet, but till Sunday let's do the practice of Baba, the Baba's hand, God's hand. God is sitting in a chariot and feeding, using the hands to feed, but the soul is watching. Soul is just watching. Soul is not feeding. Soul is watching. Baba is in another body, and he's feeding. But so treating these hands, not as foreign hands, treating as foreign hands. They are somebody else's hands, and just observing, just an observer of the whole scene. Special attention. So 3 meals or 2 meals, whatever. But nice practice till Sunday. Thank you.